at is where I usually am. I stepped outside the office so we get a little sunshine for this broadcast. I got my announcer buddy Billy right here behind the camera, and Michael over here on looks like maybe the social media camera or something like that. And Jane is, I don't think she's made it down there to her office on the sand. I want to talk to you about these leaderboards. First of all, did you know that all the leaderboards have been updated and they're on the arc right now? Have y'all seen the new arc, the new look, the activity things that are on there? And you can put in your numbers, your dials, your contacts, your appointments, your number of sales. And as you build your hierarchy, you can see what everybody's doing in your whole group. One click and you can summarize it. It is crazy awesome. Everybody's sending texts, pictures, going crazy. But the leaderboards are posted on their live. I had Amber printed them on my printer upstairs, and I got this huge stack of all these contests. I was like, oh my God, look what all we got going on. The big one that I'm really looking at a lot, the closest, is the 90-day Foresters drag race. So we are in the third month of this contest, and it's not settled yet. I mean, you could be starting today and compete in this contest. It does look like Joseph Dukes has took a commanding lead at 40,000 points for Foresters in just 2 months. Not bad, Joseph. And I think that means he's also got some checks from Foresters. And Foresters is doing that cash money giveaway again. I think what Bruce told me is $500 if you're over 20,000, and $1,000 is if you're over 30,000 with Foresters. So Joseph, I know you're commanding lead here with Foresters, but it wouldn't hurt to put in a $30,000 a month with Foresters, pick up $1,000 from them, and I'm doing $1,000 combined production. So if you hit 30,000 with Foresters, boom, you can get their grand, my grand, all the commissions you got. And congratulations lately too, Joseph, on your numbers. It's just been unbelievable leading the country, man. Shannon Barnhart, make sure you understand, Shannon, $2,000 more on top of all the commissions you get. And I know the carries have been just bragging on you and telling me how you're killing it this year. We're so proud of you. This next couple, Jonathan and Megan Yakey, I think I'm going to see y'all in Detroit. Is it next month or a few weeks from now? I'll see y'all in Detroit. I'm going to see your mama and your daddy, Megan, today. I understand they got delayed. They're coming into Lakeland. And I'm going to get to see them today. Congratulations on your commanding lead. Mark Hutchinson, congratulations. Robert Wilson. Robert, you're not used to being in fifth in anything. I'm expecting Robert Wilson to make a charge on this contest. By the way, this contest is going to be so much fun in Toronto. Y'all can tell me what you think and tell Taylor. And by the way, Taylor will be at the meeting tonight and all day tomorrow. And of course, she's checking out the yacht and everything that we're going to be on Friday for the people that were over 30,000. I think over 30,000 is the one. Do you get to go if you're over 20,000 or 30,000? You got your invitation. You know we're gonna have a good time on that yacht. She's already checked it out. But Robert Wilson, you can come and kill this thing, man. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. When we go to Toronto, would y'all be interested in walking on top of the CNN Tower? Like they say you can walk around on top of it and you're strapped in so you can't fall. But I'm thinking if you have height, if you're scared of heights, I'm thinking it might be a problem. But I don't know if y'all would like to do that as an activity. If we have dinner up there and then walk around and hang off the side of it. It has a glass floor, and that's kind of crazy to just stand on the glass floor and look down, because it might be the tallest building in Canada. Anyway, that's going to be a great trip. We're going to do some fun stuff in Toronto, guaranteed great food. Tim Sipe is right there behind Robert Wilson. He's been just smoking. Marlene, Felix, junior career, Marcus, y'all can look at it. But look at these rookies. This is what gets me. Jake and Veray are spanking people. They're number 16 in the country of Foresters, and they're rookies, meaning they were just hired in 2019. DJ Jennings, who was hired in 2018, he's right behind them. Another rookie, Stephanie Rodriguez. She's right here in Tampa, Clearwater, and she just hired her brother in California, who's crazy sharp. And I'm not sure if they got another sibling that they're hiring, but these new people are just blowing my mind. Jera Gonzalez, listed as a pro because she was hired in 2018. I don't know if y'all remember, but when she came on board, she wrote 30,000 her first month, and then she went and chased a couple more dreams in Hawaii, and then for whatever reason said, hey, I'm chasing the wrong dream, came back to the Alliance and is killing it again. Congratulations, Jera. Who else? There's other pros. Christian Cameron. How about that? Way to go, Christian. This is going to be a crazy trip. You'll have a blast. Sarah Puls, P-U-L-S, part of Olga and Jason's organization. Deanna Ford, another rookie. Bertha and Hernandez, rookies, killing it. John Padilla, part of Paul Menachino's team. Paul Menachino has a little band of warriors right there up in Virginia. And they got these strategies where they're just going out on runs or like attacks or crusades and just killing them. Buy a bunch of leads, go in there and just kill them for 3 days, come back to camp. They all get on the phone again, and then they go out and just, it's what he described to me. I was just laughing. I said, dude, that sounds like me and Adam Katz and Alex Fitzgerald when we first started this thing. You're going to be bigger than us. And of course, James and Jane are just screaming and clapping for him. And then they're turning around and building their deal all over the country. Matter of fact, DJ is one of them. So we got some people that are just taking off. I'm so excited about this. How about this? One of our telemarketers recommended Annette Hare. Look at it. Look here. Here she is. They said she would be a good telemarketer because she already had her license and they thought she'd be good. So when we talked to her, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We think you can make a lot more money selling. Look. Here she is, on the way to winning a trip to Thailand, on the way to winning a trip to Toronto. Patricia Martin, Joseph Dukes. Look at all these rookies on here. And what they're doing is they're pushing out the veterans. Then, so looks like it's just so many rookies winning it. But I hope y'all understand this. These pros, Eric and Lisa Drudge, y'all are, it looks like you're way out, but you're not, if you understand how this thing works. Cameron Ashcroft, you're not too far out. Mike and Kate Morisi, you're not that far out. Y'all could bump people and get up here in the contest. So that's the big one I'm looking at. The other one, obviously, I'm looking at is the people that are writing 20,000 and 30,000. And I tell you something that's really, really been interesting for me is this act like you want to make money messages that I've been delivering, saying if you'll work 30 appointments, it'll be like you got a fanatical job. Like just, it'll be crazy if you'll just book 30 appointments. And we're saying do a minimum of 20. We don't think that's a 40-hour commitment at all, but it is like kind of like a job, like job mentality. Like if your children are sick, or if you're sick, or if you know, the coronavirus. I don't know if y'all saw. That's a very serious thing, that coronavirus, the people that are getting sick. But I got a guy that's crazy, and here's what he said to me: I'm gonna get corona. He said, I'm telling you, I'm just getting my mind right now because I'm gonna see thousands of people in the next 90 days. And I was like, you are crazy. He was like, I don't care. I don't care. I was like, you're crazy, dude. But that's why we did that minimum of 20 and saying, you know, and I know some people have took the attitude, I'm gonna do a minimum of 30. But I don't like minimums. I wanna say, see how many you can book. But Junior Korea, he stepped up. His numbers have just went through the roof. And then his guy, Blake, I think it is, just same thing. They're shooting for 30 every week. So it's hard for me to understand it, but Jeff Bright, you know, our sociologist guy, I call him a psychiatrist, he's explaining it to me because I'm going, why wouldn't a person do all they could do, Jeff? And he said, because people are so trained to have jobs, they need minimums. So we say a minimum of 30 appointments or a minimum of 20, and all of a sudden people are doubling and tripling their income, and then they get good at finding annuities, getting good at finding a debt. I was just reading, you ought to hear what, like check this out. This is Paul's numbers, if I can get it up here real quick. He just sent it to me. Yeah. Over 1 million in retirement, 3 appointments. This is Tuesday next week, almost booked solid. Over 1 million in retirement, 3 appointments. He's got a $200 a month IUL to pick up, found $60,000 in debt, and booked 2 appointments from 2 BAM FAMs, meaning book a meeting from a door knock, and also running Friday and Sunday, and got a few booked for Monday and a $200,000 annuity. And then from what I'm hearing, BAM is just getting crazy successful helping people with with Chris Norris and Van Gray. It turns out that people started giving them 10% and saying, hey, you can have 10% of the commission if you'll help me close the deal, if you help me do the paperwork, if you help me get it through and get it issued. So what we're hearing is numbers are going through the roof on annuities. People are starting to get it. It's starting to click. Hey, I got my headset on. Y'all see my headset, man. This is my life. This is where I live right here. I usually got on a t-shirt and a hat and flip-flops, but I'm dressed because I'm going over to this Lakeland meeting and do that meeting over there. But I don't mind wearing a headset. I don't mind talking. I don't mind working. And I know everybody's got their different attitudes, but we're really, really, really saying if you want to get wealthy, like, who knows what's going to happen in the political environment in the next 5 years? I don't know if we know what's going to happen in the next 4 years, but I know this: having some money in the bank, having that residual income, having agents, having some money, stacking away some money because you picked up some annuities right now today helps your family. Education, donations, housing. Money matters in a lot of ways, and my wife will tell you in a skinny minute, money ain't everything. Money ain't everything, but a lot of times she says, could we have a little more? And I was like, yeah, baby, we can have a little more. So I want to get into the lesson and what I've been thinking about, and that I hope will help you. I've a lot of hype about all the people that are killing it, and I don't want to skip that because that's one of my favorite parts, is talking about all the people that are actually killing it. I can't wait to Lakeland. If half the people show up in Lakeland tonight that said they were going to be there, it's going to be crazy. We've got new recruits coming. Matter of fact, it's not too late to ask 1 or 2 more people. The credibility in that room is going to be awesome. Robert Wilson and Mona going to be there, one of the top 3 in the country. Brant Swindell's going to be there. Mike Alleman, Michelle Alleman, Megan Wood, who has just come onto the scene and just killing it. She's going to be there. I don't know who all is going to be there. Andy Riddle's going to be there. He's been ballistic. Eric Belair is coming rolling in. It's going to be a crazy meeting. Let's get to this lesson. I want to move on. Okay. Dwight Eisenhower said this: plans are useless. It kind of sounds crazy from a guy who loves planning. And then he says, but planning is indispensable. Planning, strategizing, designing a plan is required. But the plan is going to bust when you meet the enemy. Like when they start shooting back. But it's that strategy session that matters the most, not the plan. Okay? So, Jane, you getting ready to be in the show? No. All right. She's getting ready to go down to the beach. All right. Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan. And by the way, these notes are on band. And if you don't have the notes, all you gotta do is text somebody and they'll send you a copy of the notes. So you don't have to, I wrote on all my notes. So I got notes on top of my notes. Mike Tyson, boxer, crazy dude, the one with the tattoo on his face. He said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. everybody got this strategy session to come and attack him, and then he punches them in the face. The whole changes. Having a plan, the planning, the strategizing is indispensable. Okay. All right, so what is planning? Planning is two things. It's discipline and a habit. Okay, excuse me. It's discipline and a skill. I was talking to a young man, as a matter of fact, Chad's his name. His girlfriend was telling him about me and telling him about our organization, and she's like, Andy, will you talk to my boyfriend? I was like, oh yeah, I talked to Chad. So I said, Chad, here's the question. Are you willing to work? That would be the discipline. That's what I asked him. Are you willing to work? I will train you on the skill. So what happens is, if he'll work, if Junior keeps doing this 30 a week, it becomes a habit. Me talking on the phone 8, 10, 12, 13, sometimes 14 hours is a habit that I can't, and I'm not trying to get away from. Now she's headed down to the beach. Okay? So it's a habit I'm not trying to get away from. Texting people back immediately. I can't do it right now because I'm on a show, but I guarantee you moments after I'll reply. It's a habit of getting back to people. So it's willing to work, and it becomes a habit. And then when when you practice, skill becomes a competence. So when you look at these notes, planning is a discipline, which creates a habit, and a skill, which creates a competence, because you become good at it. So I'm good at talking on the phone. I'm good at the script I use. I told Chad, I said, Chad, everything I'm saying to you is a script, because I had a discipline, which was my work habit, my work attitude, and then I got good because I messed up so much. I became competent. Competent meaning I'm enough to be able to do it. Don't mean I'm great at it. It just means I'm good enough to get the job done. So you'll get good enough at getting annuities. You'll get good enough at doing debt. You'll get good enough to pick up checks. You'll get good enough to do referrals. Okay? And so that's what planning is. It's discipline and it's skill. It's pulling those two things together. So the good news is you can master planning through repetition, meaning just what is your schedule? People always say, I'm trying to work out my schedule. I said, not that hard. Just here's when you go make phone calls. Here's when you go run appointments. In between those times, recruit. So discipline is repetition. Practice gets competency. So skill and discipline are planning. So then we got this. So planning is two things. It's both of them. It's not just goal setting. It's not just scribbling stuff out. It's getting that discipline and skill set. So let's move on to this old adage. This comes from a British Army saying. It says, like, it's old school, by the way. Prior planning prevents poor performance. So this is a 6P formula for personal and business success. So if you will plan, proper prior planning prevents poor performance. Now, I've heard it said so many different ways, but this is the old proper way to do it for the British. So with Jane Albright, with my children, with my business, with my finances, with my corporate staff, with my sales, with my recruiting, I'm thinking proper prior planning prevents poor performance. Okay? So let's talk about what each of these things mean to you when you try to get your mind right when you're trying to succeed with us. I love this quote, one of my favorite quotes of all time. The hard things in life are not achieved through simple effort and energy. So a lot of people think I'm asking them to work harder when in fact it's smarter. Let me read the quote. I'm sorry. The hard things in life are not achieved through simple effort and energy. If they were, a lot of people would do them. It's insight that illuminates the path, makes it bright. It's the strategy that gets us there. I still have people that I've known for years, and they still look at me like I don't have a strategy. I have a plan. I know what my plan is. You can talk, Goat understands it, Jeff Bright gets to understand it, Dr. Caracas Watkins gets it, Jim Henson gets it, and yet I have people that want to pick apart my strategy, and I'm telling you, the insights, the strategy will illuminate your path. It'll make your way light so you can walk without tripping, without stumbling, or out getting hurt. Okay, here's my plan. Here's my proper strategy. Here's my plan. So proper. Sell, build, recruit. I'm talking to a young guy yesterday, and he's like, what do you think is most important? You're like, I really want to focus on recruiting because I think that's most important, Andy. What do you think? And I'm like, bro, you're not going to trick me. I'm not going to get sucked into that rabbit hole. You need to be really good at selling. You need to be really good at recruiting and really good at building. So there are basics involved in each of these. I love what I do. I'm talking to my son-in-law. I remember where I was on the road. I was in the Jeep. I had on speakerphone, and he said, I got this guy. And blah, blah, blah. About anything he's going to say about this guy, about anything he says, the answer is always the same way. It's a script. It is, we're trying to get depth, right? That's the building part. So there's a guy recruited that we super like. He's selling this week, selling like crazy, drove 5 hours, brand new that my son-in-law hired. He's hiring a guy underneath him. So the guy here hiring another guy. And he's asking about this guy. Can we do this with him? Can we do that with him? And I'm go, buddy, we got to get depth under that guy. So I'll agree to almost anything. I do a lot of this. Oh yeah. I'm a very agreeable person when I'm trying to get depth, because we got to get them close enough to us. It's like that Tyson deal. He's doing this right here. He can't hit them in the face until they get close enough. I can't get depth until I get them calm enough, close enough, trusting enough. We're going to do an exercise in Lakeland that will help you with, Jeff calls it empathy. So, strategy, proper strategy. Selling, recruiting, building. Building is putting in depth. Selling is executing the basics, referrals, money, debt, checks, life insurance. It's the basics. Sell, recruit, build. We also talk about coming out into the light of day, which is extremely important. Duplication, association, and edification. We see people do what we call isolate. When they get a hiccup or two, they drift away and isolate themselves. Failure, failure, failure. Duplicate. Got people that want to do it a little bit different. Failure. Got people that don't understand the power of edification, of building up the leaders, building up the person that's helping you the most. Some people edify the wrong people. So, day, duplication, edification, and association. The HF, the MM, and the MD is have fun, make money, and make a difference. These are the strategies that I've put in place with a lot of my strategic leaders and said, this is what we're going to educate. We don't get away from these basics. Okay, and then the how. That's what we're doing. That's our mission. So, when you think about proper, does it stick to my mantra? Does it stick to my strategy so everybody's doing the same thing? When you think proper, is it in the 8 Steps book? Is it in the MMM book? That's the proper strategy. When people try to get away from the proper, that means they go into the dysfunctional. They go into the disaster. They go into the wrong direction type thinking. It ain't gonna work. It's gotta be proper. It's gotta be correct. It's gotta be the right strategy. Number 2, prior. All right, how does this play? So you got me on proper. It's doing it by the book, so to speak. And doing it by the book, proper, doesn't mean it's simple. It doesn't mean it's easy. It means you're following my methodology. You're following my strategy. I'm gonna have to move on from it, but I really want to wish I was here. I could role play with you and talk to you what I mean about my strategy or my methodology. So let's go to prior. Prior means before. So opportunity does not waste time with those who are unprepared. Tell me, you gonna make phone calls tonight? Yeah. You got any leads? No, I ain't got any leads. It was 5 o'clock. It's gonna be hard to get them from my office at 5 o'clock. I know they work till 6 or 7. You need to proper prior. It's got to be correct. You're going to need leads. Think ahead. Success does not wait around for the unprepared. It goes and moves on with the right person who's prepared, who has his milk crate. Well, they think called milk crates. Get all your files, all your folders lined up, all your stuff. Get it done now or right now ahead of time so that it's done prior to the enemy attacking. Because when the enemy attacks, it's too late. All right. Prior. Thinking through what you need to do. That's the 8 steps. To accomplish your goals, prior preparation enables you to take opportunity when it appears as a great moment to act. Okay, so think about what's in the 8 steps book. Think about what's in the Millionaire Maker book. We're doing a meeting in Lakeland. I've got to do prior. That's why Taylor's already there. That's why we're so grateful for Katrina Gustin. Katrina went in there with the cleaning lady, made sure everything. Prior planning. Proper prior. It's ahead of time. It's now. Do it now or right now because you're going to need it later. Those of you that started, my boy started writing business like crazy. Then something happened, a legal situation. He didn't do anything. He's not immoral. He just stepped over the wrong line. They want $3,000. My boy said, I got $3,000. Right. And because he wasn't stressed, negotiated it down to $750 just like that. Proper prior. He's writing $30,000. Hello, you see what I'm saying? It's how's it going to go down? Your kids are going to go to college. It's thinking ahead. People say like, how do you know what's going to happen? It's happened over and over again. History repeats itself. I know what's going to go down. I got to get my stuff in a pile right now so I can handle it. It's called thinking about tomorrow. I have been accused by my accountants and by my attorneys. They say, you are like an old man. So 15 years ago, they're like, you're an old man. You're thinking about stuff that a 55-year-old. Now I'm 55, I'm trying to think of the stuff that a 70-year-old's going to do. I'm trying to think what it's going to be like and plan prior to it happening. Okay, 8 steps will tell you what you got to do. You got to start doing it. Books, one of the steps in there is reading. I got books everywhere. If I get a few minutes, I read a few pages. Okay, planning. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Planning allows you to organize your list of actions by priority and sequence by determining which tasks are most important. I gotta do this. I can't not pull this out. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Planning allows you to organize a list of actions by priority and sequence. So here you go. It is what and when. Okay? What and when. How do I get what I want? What do I want? How do I get it? How? I get it by working on my most valuable task. This is what planning says. What's your list of priorities and what do you have to do first? What do you have to do when? So when I get a new person started, I plan. And I know they get tired of me just driving them crazy talking about the basics. I gotta check. And I'm like, calm down. Did you get referrals? I gotta check. I'm like, I'm planning. You're gonna have a problem later on if you don't get referrals. Did you find any annuity money? Did you find any cash, retirement money? This is called planning, people. Proper prior planning. List. What do I need to do? When do I do it? What do I need to do? What do I need to do first? What don't matter as much? And so people hit me with this all the time. They say, if I do everything you say, some things ain't gonna get done in my life. And I gotta know. I hope the things that don't get done in your life are not that important. Loving on your children, loving on your wife, talking to your mom and dad, all those are important. Put them at a high priority. What ends up sacrificing is personal pleasures, personal problems. You don't get to your personal problems because you're focusing on the highest priority items because of your planning. Okay? What do I want? How do I get it? This is in the how part. Let's move on to 4, prevents. How about this one? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay. This is the biggest point. Social media people, trainers, this is the biggest point I've been trying to hold off to get here. I say things like, don't get too excited, don't get too depressed, okay? But I go lose my mind on what's important, and I don't give a flying nothing about what ain't. See how that seems like a contradiction? I'm telling you to stay in a straight line, and then I'm telling you to go way high and way low. This is critical to understand. Part of my strategy, prevents poor performance. You want to prevent poor performance? Then do this. Prevention helps you identify the vital elements or limiting factors of a plan or initiative. This provides more focus and more time to be spent on the most important. Okay, so there's stupid stuff that you could be doing. There's okay stuff that you could be doing. There's stuff that's it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then there's stuff that's really, really good. And then there's stuff that's really, really important. And then there's stuff that's massive. So you're preventing those while allowing more time for these. See how that works? It prevents these from happening, promotes these happening. These being things that are massive, important in your life. Prevents these from happening. It's so crazy. Limiting factors are things that stop your progress. What it does, it helps you focus on the great by preventing the bad. It's just so simple, but it's so massive in your life. I was talking to a lady today about health. We walk around this island all the time. And this guy was, yesterday when we was walking, this guy was bad limp. How you doing? He said, I got a bad hip. I got to get it replaced. He said, but I got to keep moving because I can't get it done now for some reason. He told us the reason. But health, man. Woo! I was talking to this lady about health today. She had cancer and said some melanoma. She said, I got to get rid of that. Got to focus on that. I get it. By exercising, by moving, by practicing, by going to the doctor on a regular basis, going to a dentist on a regular basis. These are prevents. These are prevents of bad. These are optimizing of good. Running an advertisement prevents you from not having somebody to talk to. Selling more so you've got massive money to recruit more, to have more people to talk to so you aren't standing there with your finger up your nose. Makes sense? This is a whole strategy. Proper prior planning prevents. The prevention part is stopping the dumbness. Make the dumbness go away, make the richness go to the top. So people call me and they go, hey, you got time to talk about this? I go, no, I don't have time. I'll put that off a week. I'll put it off a month. Sometimes I'll never, by the time they get back to me, they done forgot what they wanted. On the other hand, somebody says, I got a sharp, young guy ready to get rolling. I go like, let's talk to him right now. I got people, they don't understand the prioritization. They don't understand how to prevent the negative. They don't know how to prevent the weakness. They don't prevent the disaster. We're not in prevent mode, we're in attack mode. But the prevent part is preventing the junk so that we can move to the great stuff. Okay. I got to say this one more time. And not one more time, one more way. I tell you, don't get too excited. Don't get too depressed. Stay action, 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 Jackson. That's what I say. So people think that I don't get upset. I get upset like crazy if somebody's doing something that's limiting their opportunity. I get upset, excited, happy when they're doing the right thing. And here's another thing. Look, see how I see it, Adam? This is bad, bad, bad. I mean, this is good, 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 good. This is bad, 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 bad. Here's the way most people see it. Oh, that's not too good. That's not too bad. So, you see what I'm saying? Adam Katz, I'm telling you, because me and you've talked about this a lot of years. Andy Riddle, Jason and Tawny, look at here. I say, don't get too happy. Don't get too depressed. Stay in a line, right? Over here, I'm saying be fanatical when it comes to the right thing. Lose your mind when it comes to the right thing. When it's bad, be mad. Don't say, I just wasted a day. That's not too bad. Andy says don't get too depressed. Dude, you wasted the day. You wasted. You didn't get referrals. Okay, does that make sense? This is different. I do want you mad. I booked 30 appointments. Oh my God, wahoo! But Andy, you said don't get too excited, don't get depressed. That's in your life. But if a person don't get excited about doing the right things and they don't get mad about doing the wrong, see, my separation gap is huge when it comes to that. Bump my toe, missed the sale, don't care, don't care. That's not the same thing as booking 30 appointments. See, I don't care if 7 don't show up. I'm like this. But didn't book appointments, I lose my mind. Does that make sense? So it sounds like a contradiction when I say keep a straight line and then I say be fanatical or be upset. But that all comes into play when on that prevents page. Okay? All right. Let's go to number 5. Poor. Scattered effort is poor effort. So a lot of people see what I'm doing and they think I'm scattered. And I go, I don't try to sing. That's what I told this young man. He said, what do you think is more important? I said, this business. He said, no, in this business, what's more important? I go, there's not many things in this business. They're all important. So poor effort is scattered effort. It's scattered. We're focused. I told this young man, I said, don't try to be a singer. Don't try to be a gambler. Don't try to be a skier. Don't try to be a boater. Don't try to be a fisherman. Don't be trying so much. And look, being a parent is a lot of work. I wanted kids. My wife wanted kids. If you wanted to get rich, I wouldn't have kids. But I had a priority system. I wanted kids, so we had kids. Or Jane wanted kids. I wanted kids. So that's our priority system. But we didn't have 13 kids. We thought that through. Don't get me wrong, if you don't have 13, I love you, but as long as it's a decision on your part. You with me? But if you like, we want to have kids, we don't want to have kids. We want to build a business, we don't want to have a business. I want a job, I want to be self-employed. You're scattered, you're jumping all over. Being focused is critical to success. A poor approach will result in a poor effort. Determine the critical results on what and growth will follow. You do the right things, growth is guaranteed. I tell people this, if you do us in those 8 steps, I guarantee you 6-figure income. You do us MMM book, the Millionaire Maker book, guarantee you $85,000 a month. Guarantee. But You gotta do the critical results. You have to follow the 8 steps. That's the what do you have to do to not be poor. Isolation will kill you. Not reading will kill you. I had a guy say, I listen to audios, I don't read. It'll kill you. Audios are critical, and reading. Everything in the 8 steps of book is critical. The book, The Millionaire Maker Manual, the way the seats are set up, acting excited, walk the talk and talk the walk. That's in the green book. Waggy tail when you see your manager. Waggy tail when you see your friends being excited. These are all critical elements in what we do, and they're not scattered. Even though it's like 3 books, it's very, very focused things that you got to do. Growth is guaranteed because of discipline and skill set, because of work and competence. And then doing the right things is the 8 steps and the MMM book. So, jumping all around. Oh, I tell you what else. Getting in your comfort zone. I was thinking about this today. I'm wearing some cufflinks when I come to Lakeland. I was looking at what I had picked out to wear to Lakeland. I was looking at my cufflinks, and I remember buying those. Not these. I'll have them in Lakeland. I remember buying them. They cost so much money, and I bought them about, I think, 15 years ago. They're insane. I remember buying them thinking, oh God, I've lost my mind. And I bought a pair of jeans there too. Stupid store. It was either in California, in that rich neighborhood, Carries would know about it, or it was New York. I'm trying to remember that rich neighborhood. It's crazy stores. And I was like, I'm out of my comfort zone. Getting in your comfort zone will guarantee you poor performance. You have got to keep failing. You have got, the more you fail, the better off you're going to be. Getting in a comfort zone, what you're used to is being scattered. I promise you. Because what happens is you start doing a lot of the unsuccessful things because you're comfortable. But if you keep striving and changing stuff every day, you will succeed. Okay. All right. Work. Number 6. An ounce of discipline is worth a pound of performance. Jeff Bright said that. Jeff said he stole the Benjamin thing. An ounce of something is worth a pound of something else. He says an ounce of discipline. Jeff loves that discipline thing. He is big on, you got to do what you got to do. He talks about his cholesterol. If he didn't watch his cholesterol, he didn't do these. He's got all these discipline things that he wants to do. And by the way, Jeff, being rich ain't one of them, Jeff. He wants to be taken care of, but he's not comfortable in his mental life and where he's growing. He knows where he wants to grow. And if you say, well, I'm comfortable too, Andy, I don't want to make money, or a lot of money. Hey, I'm 100% okay with that. When I talk to people about, you don't have to be rich to be happy. I promise you that. I was happiest man you ever seen in your life when I had no money. I was laughing, cutting up. I just wanted to have a lot of money to do stuff. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to go places. I wanted to have a lot of friends. So I'm okay with people not wanting anything, but you've got to think and plan ahead what's your life going to be like. Okay, let's move to performance. This discipline thing means, okay, let's read it. The price of success is dedication. Hello? The price of success is dedication. What does people that are poor call it? Obsession. That's what it is. They say he's obsessed. Why don't you think he's dedicated? Because dedicated sounds like you could do it. But when you call it an obsession, that sounds weird, and you don't want to be weird. You want to call him weird because you don't want to admit that he is dedicated. You don't want to admit that he is dedicated. So what happens is you end up laughing at him saying he's obsessed when in fact he's dedicated, which is called discipline. Hard work. Price of success is dedication, hard work, and unremitting devotion to the things you want to see happen. Junior, you hear me? Unremitting devotion to what you want to see. I want to see Paul Roberts get to $2 million a year. I want to see Paul Roberts get there. I want to see my son-in-law. I was so happy when I saw my son-in-law on the leaderboard. I was like, Jane, look, Brandon Manley, woohoo! Recruits, and look at that issue paid business, woohoo! Unremitting devotion to what you see. I want to see Jane Albright happy. I'm talking to a guy today about making Jane happy. I said, bro, she wants a swinging bridge. She's got to have a swinging bridge. And he said, well, let's get her to tell us what it looks like. So she's telling us. Unremitting devotion to what you want to see happen. If you want to see it, you got to be psycho about it. Hello? Okay. It seems like I can always do one more little thing when it's something I want to happen. I'm crazy like that. I'm dedicated to that. I'm disciplined to one more return text, one more phone call. Okay. Hard work, unremitting devotion to the things you want to see happen. But everything depends on the execution or performance. In other words, if it don't happen, it didn't happen. Meaning it didn't get executed. I think my talent's really not thinking of something everybody else didn't think of. It's when I see a good thing and I go after it. I was telling a guy today, 20 years ago, when my cousin told me about insurance, he told me how easy it was. I wasn't looking for easy. I was looking for a bunch of money to pay my bills, to take care of my wife, I didn't have children. Well, when I first started 27 years ago, I didn't have any children thinking about it. But when I got in insurance, I was thinking, how am I going to pay for my children's education? How am I going to get my kids a car? When my kid gets married, how am I going to pay for a wedding? I was thinking, how am I going to see this happen? Okay? Then what happened is when I found insurance, I executed, meaning performed. I was unremitting about seeing the numbers on the leaderboard. So if you're trying to win this Forester's contest, if you're trying to pay $30,000 of life business. So what we'd like to see is people do $30,000 of life business, and on top of that do annuities and get you another $200,000 or $300,000 annuities. But print this money in life insurance, and then you got your annuities on top of that. Okay, let me make sure I want to get through here. Just to have a destination or why will not get you the results. Meaning, just because you say you're doing this for Jesus, just because you say you're doing it for the family, that don't guarantee results. You must see your mission, the how, as a timeless act of performing day in and day out, with a consistent discipline allowing them to master the mundane by doing the do. Here's the way Jeff Bright was explaining to us. Like, Jeff, let's think through this. With the why, it's like this. Here's why I want it. Boom. Straight line, no ziggy-zaggy, no over and over again. We don't have to think about our why over and over again. People think, I've been thinking about my why. I can't get my why figured out. That ain't the way it works. I can tell you your why. You could tell me your why in 2 seconds. What do you want? I want to be married. I want to have children. I want to have a big house. I want to live on a beach. I want to travel the world. Okay, got your why. Let's go. No, but I mean deeper, inner. What? You want to do it for God? Okay, let's got it. Got to do it for God. See what I'm saying? Like the why is, boom, it's a sprint. Boom. Quit talking about it. Blah, blah, blah. You're trying to confuse me going all around about this. My why. Your why ain't nothing, man. Let's just do it, okay? On the other hand, the how is our mission. Selling, recruiting, building. Selling, recruiting, building. Selling, recruiting, building. It's around and around. Where it goes, nobody knows. I'm 24/7. Are you? That's what performance means. My kids are flying. I just asked Jane, I said, is Adrian and Spencer flying back on a jet with us? Because I know they're coming down commercial. Matter of fact, they're going to be at dinner with us tomorrow night. Adrian and Spencer. Y'all can ask them. Hey, what's it like to have Daddy? Hey, you know, what it's like is I try to set the example for him. I want him to be a hard hockey player. I want to be good at this. I've always wanted to be an example for my kids, not an excuse. And I mean, there are people that their dad's a drunk, or their dad beat them, or their dad wasn't around, or dad wasn't smart, and then they do it despite their parents. I know that happens. I just don't want to have, I don't want my kid to have to work out of spite. I want him to see me crazy, see me perform, see me get results. By the way, over and over. So I do this, then I do that. Because here's what people say. You seem like you just want to know what I did lately. You don't want to know what I did yesterday. I want to know what you did yesterday. The only problem is I already know what you did yesterday. I know that. I know that. I got a picture. I got videos. I want to know what you did today. 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 Does that make sense? I want my kid to know what I'm doing today. So it's kind of a bad situation, Adam Katz, because you perform here and your kids saw you get there. You know what you got to do next, Adam? You got to perform here. And then what you got to do next? You got to perform here. Now, what if you get beat down? That's fine. Fine. My beat down's fine. It's kind of like premium finance. It's okay for the stock market to go down as long as it goes back up. How'd you like for the stock market to stay down? That'd be ugly, wouldn't it? You know what would be great? To see the stock market go up, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up. Wouldn't it be great? Yeah, it'd be great. You're going to get beat down just like stock market. The trick is you got to come back. The trick is you got to perform. And you don't cause yourself to go back unless you want to get back over here on the poor page, which is basically you get comfortable, then you get scattered because you're not focused, then you go back. Your job is not to go back. Your job is to go up. So what happens is you figure out the things to do to move up, then you move up the things to go up, you figure out the things to go up, and you figure out the things to go up. Let me tell you what's going to happen. The economy is going to happen. You're going to have health challenges. Make sense? It's going to happen, things outside of your control. But inside the circle of you are supposed to keep moving up. You're supposed to have proper, prior planning to prevent poor performance. That's your job. That's the circle of you. You can't control the political environment. You can't control who's president. You can't control laws. My boy that got busted on that thing, he didn't, like I said, wasn't immoral. You can't control that. It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to my other buddy. And when it happens, you got to be prepared because you've been performing. So when I say get your mind right, that's the why. When I say get your rear moving, that's the mission. When I say, are you writing $30,000 a month? That's the mission. And a lot of people go, I did. Yeah, I did. I did one time last year. And I go, bro, do whatever you want to do. I'm looking for people that'll be disciplined, determined. I'm looking for people that have devotion and dedication, and they want to execute and they want to perform till it's just a dadgum habit of performing over and over again. Get a list, get leads, stack them up, call them up, go to the house, get a check, run an ad, hire a guy, talk to the guy who talked to the guy, tell him a system, tell him a game plan. It's routine, man. This is how we do it. My goal is to get me 12 people that are just, and I keep saying I'm trying to find them, because I'm looking, because people do different things. I'm excited about what Mike and Noel Leventovich is doing. I'm excited about what Andy Riddle's doing. I'm excited what Paul and Tamara have got going on. I'm excited what Diane's got going on. I'm excited about what Jake and Bale. I'm excited about so many people, what they've got going on, and I'm trying to tell them exactly how to do it. I don't want to keep no secrets. I want to share. I want a game plan. I want to help you. I don't want to. I don't want to get too much psycho Bible, because it's not psycho Bible. It's real stuff. But I don't want to get too deep into it. Jeff's going to do some teaching in Lakeland. I said, bro, we got to remember, we got to keep this dadgum thing simple for people. So the ARC, when you go on the ARC now, you put in your numbers. So Junior, when you hire a guy today, okay, when you get a guy started, get him to execute the basics until it becomes a habit. Inspect. Don't expect what you don't inspect. Whatever you inspect, you can expect to be right. That's why I ask people immediately, did you get money when you're in a house? Did you get referrals? Did you find debt? Did you try to recruit them? Did you find out who they knew that we might recruit? I'm just a basic freakazoid with a brand new person because I want them to perform. I want to teach them to pick up 10 checks a day. I got one guy, he started off great, man. He's getting a check every day. Sometimes he gets 2 in a day. And I'm like, bro, we're going to need for you to stack them. We're going to need for you to perform better. He's brand new, but I'm already on him about all the basics, all the dedication, all the hard work, all the unremitting devotion, all the things that we want to see. We want to see them happen. We got to be crazy about them. This is how you make it work. Because he's new, he's brand new, and you're training him. Get him to do it right now, and he will do it later. Because once you get him making 100 grand or 140,000, and then all his errors, will become more prominent because he's higher up in the tree. That's why if you look up at a monkey, you can see his butt. So when a leader gets up in a tree, you look up, you can see his butt. You can see what he's doing wrong. So we got to get him when he's down here low, before he goes up the tree, we got to get him executing the basics so that he gets up bigger. We can't see the ugly stuff because he ain't got it, because he's cleaned up. Does that make sense? So we got to get so many new people. The other thing is get them selling quick, get them recruiting quick, because then they'll do it later. How they perform in the beginning is a direct reflection of how they're going to perform later on. But you affect how they perform early on, so therefore you affect how they're going to perform later on. So if you can get them going like that, then they will in turn get people going like that. So your performance is huge based on the work, based on the skill, based on the speed, based on doing what's most important first. So it's proper prior planning prevents poor performance. Planning, strategizing, keeping it simple. I have heard the most complicated things people tell me, and I just go, you've got to simplify your a guy, not kidding, today a guy was talking to me, and it was like he was taking me through this complicated course, what he was doing with his last leads. His first leads, he just crazy appointments. I was like, bro, focus on all that, not on this. He's complicating it, because these are complicated. These last 2 or 3 cases were complicated. Dealing with agents, dealing with staff. Had a staff, one of my agents, one of you guys, you know who you are. Nobody else knows who you are, but you know who you are. One of his staff people he's paying committed a crime. I said, they got to go. He was like, well, what if? I said, what if not? No, you can't do that. They can't be in your office, man. And I mean, right now they did it. And I'm like, if they'll do that over there, what they'll do here. And I said, man, I don't know. Just keep them. I don't care. I'm just telling you, we got to keep this thing simple. And we got to follow the book. We got to follow the scripts, as we call them. We got to say what we're supposed to say. Like a guy said, I saw some bad stuff about Andy on the internet, and the guy said, I told him there's some good stuff too. I said, that's good. I'm glad you told him that. Here's what you want to tell him though. Here's the script. If I Google you and I can't find you, that means you've done nothing. So if I can't find you, you've not made anybody mad. You've also never made anybody happy. Anybody who's ever made people happy has made people mad. You got to get people to understand that. That's a script I have. It's a script that I go through. It's like a professor. When I first talk to an agent, I have a script too. Hey, we're looking for people that really want to make it big. Are you one of them? And I'd listen to them. I'm trying to get them to talk and get them to be hung by the tongue. Evan Patzer is killing it right now. There was a time when I thought that he wasn't killing it. So I called him up and I said, do you remember when I first met you? He said, yeah. So this is a script. Like, I don't want to break your heart, Evan, but it's just a script I use. And the script goes like this. Do you remember when we first met? Do you remember what you told me? He said, yeah. I said, well, tell me what you told me. And he said, I'm going to tear everybody up and pass everybody. I said, yeah, okay. I remember you saying that. Now, if they don't say that, I can't say, do you remember what you told me? Because I'll be making it up. But because I first met him and I got him to tell me, like I always do, because it's my script, Evan, I knew you had said it. So I let you remind me, and then I go, I need for you to think about that more. Prior planning prevents poor performance. I told you that, and you went, huh. Took off, smoking it. I did it with several people because it's a script. It's a standard. It's the way we do it. It's in the 8 Steps book. It's in the Circle of You. It's in the Millionaire Maker Manual. It's standard. It's a script. What I was mad at is when other people don't use the scripts. They come up with their own scripts and they change it, and I go, I don't think it's going to work. But I can't argue with people about stuff because arguing with people is not on script. My script is to find the right ones and pour the energy into them. My script is to take the other ones that aren't on script and be nice and show empathy until I can get depth. Does that make sense? So what ends up happening is the ones that stay on script, we want them to make it bigger because then people can copy them. Make sense? That's why conformity, or DAE, duplication, association, edification, that's why that's so critical in people getting rich. Everything in here is real. I mean it. I want to show you something. This ain't in the notes. Look at this one. Look at this. See if this focuses when I show it. Look at this. Look at this. The whole thing right there, baby. That is a complicated bunch of stuff. That's how your brain works right there. That's how successful people think. Okay? It's what, how, and why. So you get your why, boom, out. Now you're clear. You get your how, that's your work. You get your what, over and over again, consistently. And then everything is outlined in here. We know how it works. I told Jeff, the discipline, the how, the N24/7. Remember, I said that to you. That's the discipline, that's the work. I wake up, I'm on my text. I wake up, I'm on my book. I gotta get my book. I'm reading The Bait of Satan. Have y'all read that yet? The Bait of Satan. How does Satan trick people? You should read that book. It's a book, it's awesome. The Master Key to Evangelism. I think that's what it's called, the Master Key. And it's just talking about how you can help so many people and how you can have a huge effect on people. A lot of people can be affected. All right, I am done. I'm going to make sure I ain't got any emergency texts. People saying, hey, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. People, y'all don't take stuff so personal. I'll put this stuff on. Evan Pastor said it was a checkup from the neck up. Thank you for holding me accountable. Jonathan Yakey, fired up to see you, buddy. Just making sure. Oh, Joseph Dukes is going to be here in Lakeland. We are taking over. That is true. By the way, your application count, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, through the roof. Congratulations. Y'all are submitting the apps like crazy. Incredible. Now, you don't feel bad. I mean, when I talk about somebody here, a lot of times they hear me and they go like, I didn't mean, no offense taken, but we all trying to get rich. We're all trying to take care of our families. We're all fighting. I just use the example. I didn't use your name. I ain't going to do that. It's going to be crazy. Oh, Brandon and Ashley Beal are coming in from California, leading the country in IUL sales. Oh my gosh. Menachino's killing it. All right. Okay. I think I got the stuff covered.
Your winners for Detroit are pretty much determined.
Come here. My what? My winners for
Detroit?
Winners for Detroit.
Yeah. What's the next city?
Detroit. I don't know where we're going to be next after Detroit.
You got 1 or 2 more after Detroit, right?
Yeah, we're going somewhere after Detroit, but I don't know where we're going. I know I'm in Lakeland, and I know we're going to Detroit. There's another contest starting with March. So I don't know where that is. They're texting me like crazy now. Well, boom yow, after Detroit. Houston, Texas. Okay, so we need the dates of that Houston. That's posted. Oh, man, it's Mike and Carrie Williams are going to be here. Wow. Oh, Brandon and Ashley already won the trip to Thailand. 2 months into the deadgum year, they already won a trip to Ireland. It's a 12-month contest. They won it in 2 months. Here we go, Houston. So April 15th, 16th, and 17th, we will be in Houston, Texas. You need to be invited. Everybody's invited, but 20,000 and above, we will be doing some dinners, activities, stuff like that. 30,000 above, you're going to get cash, $1,000 to deposit your ARC. Wow, all these texts, people texting like crazy. Ethan Doors, driving down from Raleigh, North Carolina. It's one of our, I called his name off earlier. Mike Morisi. Oh, Jeremico Edwards is coming to Lakeland. This is going to be crazy, people. Okay, I'm going to let y'all get to work. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm excited. 2020, we predicted is going to be the greatest year ever, and it looks like it might be. Go on ARC and look at all these leaderboards. Highlight it. If you can, it's not a competition. On the other hand, it's a competition. Meaning, you got to do the best you can do, but when you look at some of these people, I hope you go like, look at her, I can beat her. Look at him, I can do better than that. And then set your minimums. I'm going to do a minimum. I don't want to redo the whole seminar, but set your minimums like at 30 appointments. I'm going to talk to 50 brand new people to recruit them this week. To get 50, I've got to run enough advertisements. I got to have enough money to run enough advertisements to talk to 50 people. Then I got to be able to help them with leads. This is how you get rich, people. I love you. I want to see you at the top. I want to see you in Lakeland. Then I want to see you in Detroit. And I love to see you in Houston, Texas. Love y'all. I got to go. Y'all go to work. Let's go kill this thing. Let's start driving to Lakeland, men. All right. See you. Love you. Bye.